Zay Jones left today's matchup against the Seattle Seahawks with a leg injury that required significant assistance for him to leave the field. At the time of posting this video, sources have come out officially classifying this as an Achilles injury. However, there has not been any information released yet regarding the severity. On the injury replay, which we'll take a close look at in a moment, we see Jones is going to step back, which is going to put the ankle in a lot of dorsiflexion. This position puts a lot of stretching going through those calf muscles as well as the Achilles tendon. And even closer look, we see what also looks like a calf recoiling, suggesting that this could be a pretty serious injury. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Nick Gallo and I'm a doctor of physical therapy. And with my channel, I take a look at sports injuries and I try to explain them so that they are a little bit easier to understand, as well as talking about the relevant anatomy and finally going over the rehab process. If you enjoy this sort of content and you would like to see more of it, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because I will be making more of these in the future regarding sports injuries, rehabilitation, and other physical therapy related content. Also, if you yourself have suffered an Achilles injury, go ahead and comment in the comment section below. We see here that as Jones steps back, he's going to plant with that left foot in that highly dorsiflex position. That is going to be putting a lot of stretch and strain going through the calf muscles and the Achilles tendon. An even closer look right here though, this is where we see what looks like that calf muscle recoil. Afterwards, he is also going to be walking around and then he's going to grab right in that Achilles tendon area. The Achilles tendon is going to be formed primarily by the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles in the calf. They're going to come down and form that Achilles tendon, and they're going to attach to the calcaneus bone. And you can see here on the model that as I go into that dorsiflex position, that is going to stretch and strain all of those structures that are located on the posterior leg. So this is actually a very common mechanism that we've seen for these Achilles injuries. We've seen this with ones that resulted in full rupture and other ones that resulted in an Achilles strain. So right off the bat, we know that this is a very typical mechanism that we see with Achilles injuries. Again, as we take a look at that calf recoiling, in instances where there has been the worst case scenario of an Achilles rupture, this recoiling is going to be that Achilles tendon going further up the leg. Again, we do not have official confirmation yet regarding the severity, but anytime we see that, it makes us believe that this is going to be some sort of serious tendon event. If we suspect an Achilles tendon rupture, there is a special test that we can do, and this is called the Thompson test. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have the person lie prone. We're going to squeeze on that calf muscle, and then what we're looking for is as we squeeze the calf muscle for any sort of plantar flexion going through the ankle. If we do this and we see plantar flexion, it makes us believe that the Achilles tendon is intact. If we do this and the foot does not move at all, then this makes us think that they're dealing with an Achilles rupture. Also, in instances where there is in fact a full rupture, you can feel going down the tendon, and there's going to be a significant drop off where that tendon is supposed to be. So there are a couple ways to try to rule in an Achilles rupture, but the official way to do this is going to be that MRI. With the MRI, you're going to get either grades 1, 2, or 3. A grade 1 is going to be a minor strain, and this is where you're getting some sort of microscopic tearing of the affected Achilles tendon. In a grade 2, this is considered moderate, and you're going to be getting officially a partial tear of the Achilles. And finally, in a grade 3, this is considered severe, and where you're getting that full rupture. When it comes to the physical therapy process after something like this, the severity of the injury is going to dictate how long they're going to be in physical therapy, as well as the appropriate steps to make. For example, if this happens to be the best case scenario, which would be a mild strain, then the rehab process is going to go as follows. Initially, we're going to focus on load management and pain control, and this can take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks. Then we're going to gradually load the tissue over the period up to about 6 weeks from injury. And finally, we're going to work on power and returning to sport. The entire process with that can take anywhere from about 6 to 12 weeks, depending on what the MRI will show. A rupture, on the other hand, is the worst case scenario. This is usually going to require surgical intervention, and it's going to be a multi-month process to get that person back to returning to sports. So we will await the MRI result to get an accurate time frame for Zay Jones to return. We hope it's going to be more along the lines of a minor strain, but the fact that the mechanism was consistent with Achilles injury, as well as seeing the calf recoil like that, makes us believe that it's going to be more serious. Thank you so much for watching my video today. If you enjoy this sort of content, I'm going to go ahead and link one of my playlists so that you can watch some of the videos that I've talked about in the past. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.